NASA Chief. Moon mission is in preparation for Mars 156. Sign up for CNN's Wonder Theory Science newsletter. Explore the universe with news on fascinating discoveries, scientific advancements and more. CNN, the first NASA mission to the Moon since 1972, is ready for its most crucial test to date. The 322-foot-tall, 98-meter-tall, Artemis I rocket stack, including NASA's Mega SLS rocket and Orion spacecraft, will begin the wet dress rehearsal Friday. The test is expected to last through Sunday. The results of the test will determine when the uncrewed Artemis I will launch on a mission that goes beyond the Moon and returns to Earth. This mission will kick off NASA's Artemis program, which is expected to return humans to the Moon and land the first woman and the first person of color on the lunar surface by 2025. NASA wants sustainable lunar lander concepts for future Artemis missions. The wet dress rehearsal simulates every stage of launch without the rocket actually leaving the launch pad. This includes loading super cold propellant into the rocket's tanks, going through a full countdown simulating launch, resetting the countdown clock and draining the rocket tanks. The test will begin with a call to stations on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and end Sunday evening with the final countdowns. The call to stations, which is a check-in with every team associated with a launch, is a big milestone because it is the time in which we are calling our teams, notifying them that the wet dress rehearsal test is officially underway, said Charlie Blackwell Thompson, Artemis launch director for NASA's Exploration Ground Systems program, during a news conference Tuesday. Trial run includes countdown. Once the rocket has been loaded with more than 700,000 gallons, 3.2 million liters, of propellant, the teams on Sunday will go through all of the steps toward launch. Liquid hydrogen is at a negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 268 degrees Celsius. Liquid oxygen is negative 273, negative 169 degrees Celsius, so it's very cold substances, said Tom Whitmire, Deputy Associate Administrator for Common Exploration Systems Development at NASA headquarters during the news conference. I used to participate in this back in the shuttle program and it's like watching a ballet. You've got pressure, volume and temperature. And you're really kind of working all those parameters to have a successful tanking operation. The Artemis I rocket stack can be seen at sunrise on March 21st. The team members will count down to within a minute and 30 seconds before launch and pause to ensure they can hold launch for 3 minutes, resume and let the clock run down to 33 seconds, and then pause the countdown. Then, they will reset the clock to 10 minutes before launch, go through the countdown again and end at 9.3 seconds before launch would occur. This simulates what is called scrubbing a launch, or aborting a launch attempt if weather or technical issues would prevent a safe liftoff. At the end of the test, the team will drain the rocket's propellant, just as they would during a real scrub. Some steps will be classified. Artemis I rolled out to the pad at Kennedy Space Center in Florida on March 18. After this rehearsal, it will be rolled back into the vehicle assembly building until it's ready to launch. A NASA livestream of Artemis I on the launch pad starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday and will be available throughout the weekend, along with updates from the Artemis blog and a NASA Twitter account. But no audio or commentary will be provided, and there are no in-person media events surrounding the test. Additionally, some of the data will be kept under wraps due to security concerns. While milestones will be shared on NASA's site, details like specific timing, temperatures and how long it takes for certain tasks to be completed are considered to be important information by other countries. And so we have to be very careful when we share data, particularly for the first time, you know. Whitmire said. And that's for a reason. Biden's $26 billion proposal for NASA paves path for first human exploration on Mars. We're really super sensitive to cryogenic launch vehicles that are the size and capability that are very analogous to ballistic-type capabilities that other countries are very interested in, Whitmire said. And what they're specifically looking for is timing sequence flow rates, temperatures, anything that would help them or other folks to potentially be used to help other people do similar things. The complex interaction of loading propellants and the sequence of events to prevent stress on the vehicle are the kinds of specific data that would be of particular interest, he said. Whitmire stressed that the agency was being conservative and exercising an abundance of caution, particularly in the environment that we're in nowadays. Summer launch anticipated. The space agency is expected to provide an update about the results of the test on Monday. Depending on the outcome of the wet dress rehearsal, the uncrewed mission could launch in June or July. During the flight, the uncrewed Orion spacecraft will launch atop the SLS rocket to reach the Moon and travel thousands of miles beyond it, farther than any spacecraft intended to carry humans has ever traveled. This mission is expected to last for a few weeks and will end with Orion splashing down in the Pacific. Artemis I will be the final proving ground for Orion before the spacecraft carries astronauts to the Moon, 1,000 times farther from Earth than where the International Space Station is located. After the uncrewed Artemis I flight, Artemis II will be a crewed flyby of the Moon and Artemis III will return astronauts to the lunar surface. The timeline for the subsequent mission launches depends on the results of the Artemis I mission.